Hi, I'm Dr. Mac Adkins, founder and Chief Academic Officer for SmarterServices. Thank you for checking out this blog on the topic of preparing for a successful pilot of Smarter Proctoring. Smarter Proctoring is an amazing tool. There is not another proctoring service like it. It is the only system that allows you to offer your students the full spectrum of proctoring modalities. There are 3 face-to-face proctoring modalities: instructor is proctor, testing centers, or proctoring professionals. There are also 3 virtual proctoring modalities: automated virtual proctoring, hybrid virtual proctoring, and live virtual proctoring. Smarter Proctoring manages all of the details and workflow associated with scheduling, rescheduling, providing accommodations, accepting payment, securely communicating passwords, and anomaly reporting, and much more for all of these modalities in one convenient LMS integrated dashboard. Because Smarter Proctoring does so much more than any other proctoring solution, schools often like to test it out with a few faculty in a few courses through a product pilot. After conducting pilots with many schools, in this blog, I will be sharing tips and strategies you can choose to use to make sure your pilot is a success. The first step for a successful pilot is defining the scope. It is really important that you identify early on what you expect from the pilot experience. We are eager to have a conversation with you if you're not sure what to expect. We will collaborate with you to make a list of the features, functions, and services you plan to include and how you expect them to perform in the environment of your e-learning program. You will also want to identify any applications and tools such as your learning management system, third-party testing engines, testing center scheduling software, and such that will interface with Smarter Proctoring, and try to test as many of these connections as possible. It is a good practice to develop a contingency plan if a testing scenario fails, and be sure to describe how you expect to proceed after the pilot is complete. Just as a faculty member first defines the learning objectives in a course, it is good to articulate the objectives of a pilot program as well. You will use the objectives to identify the criteria for measuring the pilot's success. Here are some example pilot program objectives: to quantify the degree to which Smarter Proctoring meets your business requirements, to verify that Smarter Proctoring works properly in the business environment from an integration and user experience perspective, to observe the rate and ease of the deployment process into online courses, and to document how Smarter Proctoring adds value to your e-learning program. Because Smarter Proctoring is such an extensive solution, engaging in a pilot is a considerable investment of the time and resources of your school and of SmarterServices. Our pledge to you is that we will commit the resources to ensure that you have a positive experience. In return, we expect that your organization will also commit the resources needed to engage in the pilot. Even though the pilot may be of a limited scope, of a limited number of faculty, and a limited number of courses, remember that the process of installing the software in your LMS, training the participating faculty, crafting the instructions for students, etc., is exactly the same as the full process for using the product enterprise-wide. During a pilot of Smarter Proctoring, you receive the full product, not a trial size. Before starting the pilot, it is efficient to make a list of all of the necessary hardware and software that will be needed by the institution, faculty, and students. We can help you make this list. It is also a good project management to identify all business, technical, user support, and SmarterServices personnel, including their role and responsibilities, who will be involved in the pilot, and make a contact list so that all participants can be quickly contacted if needed. During the planning stages of the pilot, it is an important time to listen to your participants, especially faculty who will be testing smarter proctoring in their courses. We recommend having faculty complete a survey or conduct an interview with you, prompting them to identify the course in which they want included in the pilot, the enrollment size of the course, identify why they are interested in using smarter proctoring, and also identify other proctoring software with which they may have prior experience. The top reason why some schools do not have a positive proctoring experience with a pilot is that they did not first secure buy-in from participating faculty. It is tempting for an e-learning leader or a testing center administrator to get excited about all of the management tools in Smarter Proctoring and then launch a pilot. But if the faculty do not share this enthusiasm, they are likely not to carry through and the pilot process will stall. After you've received the information from faculty, make sure that you have buy-in from the faculty prior to the start of the pilot. Our experience is that if you select participating faculty who are comfortable with technology, collaborative in their efforts, and willing to try new things, that you'll then have a better experience. For each phase of the pilot, specify the persons responsible, the expected completion date, and the project completion date. It is also good to articulate individual criteria across a variety of categories such as system performance, user satisfaction, and business goals. Each measurement description should include a target metric and an acceptable range of values. When you quantify the level of performance and satisfaction, this will make a go, no-go decision much easier than when you are dependent only on subjective feedback from participants. Include the processes by which lessons learned will be incorporated into the final solution deployment. The methods for assessing the quality of the pilot deployment process, such as user surveys, peer reviews, focus groups, and user interviews. And the procedures for identifying, assigning, and following up on action items related to the deployment or product issues identified during the pilot. While pilots of any software are designed to be positive experiences, there are some populations of users who could be disadvantaged by the new process. It is a good exercise to determine how likely risks are to occur, what are the consequences that may result, and what actions can be taken to control them. To mitigate risks due to accessibility, plan to engage your Office of Disability Services to ensure that persons needing accommodations are properly guided on the use of smarter proctoring. As a part of the pilot, we will provide training via Zoom for system administrators, program managers, and faculty. The training will cover topics ranging from initial system integration, exam configuration, and post-proctoring session reporting. Encourage everyone who will be involved in the pilot to be a part of the training. Finally, frequently and clearly communicate the goals, phases, steps, requirements, etc. of the pilot to all involved constituencies. Everyone should clearly understand their role and when to perform it. Basically, thoughtful planning prior to the pilot and efficient implementation during the pilot will result in a positive experience for everyone involved.